I've been thinking a lot about our path out of this. Where does this end? What's the end game? It's really one of the main things I've been thinking about. And I think our path out of this is federalism. Now, this isn't a very specific plan, but at least we know who makes the plan, and that's something. I've fallen into this trap myself of thinking of America as a single unit. And therefore, whatever New York City's doing, and whatever New York City's facing, then all of America has to do the same thing too. But I get a little bit of clarity for what the future might look like when I realize that different states could take different actions moving forward. And I don't know if I get peace from that, but I just get a little bit like, okay, like the picture of the future is like a tiny bit clearer, knowing that different states can do different things, right? So California, New York, Washington. I've heard Colorado is a little worse than most. Probably Florida soon because of their connection with New York. But those states are going to be the hardest hit. But if you're in Iowa or Wyoming, right, your governor can probably handle things differently. And that's good, right? Let each state do what they need to do and let the governors decide what they need to do in their particular state, which is the completely appropriate way to handle this, right? The president deals with international things like travel bans from Europe and stuff like that, which, by the way, those aren't going away anytime soon. England was just 2 days ago. Started their 3-week lockdown. So it's at least 3 weeks of lockdown with England. So we're not letting any flights in from England, that's for sure. And so that takes the pressure off the president to have to make that decision. Europe made that decision for him. So there's federal government regulations that the president deals with, but everything else needs to be left up to the states, rightfully so. It's been really interesting lately to watch progressive. So people on the left have a natural inclination towards federal government, right? Centralized control of anything. Anytime there's any question about anything, it's the federal government needs to do it. Like education's a great example, right? So we want to pass some education reform or whatever. Well, the federal government has to do it, and it needs to be one size fits all for everyone across the country. So that's the left's natural inclination. And it is for this too, that we need a big government centralized approach, and the president needs to be doing it. So therefore, they're criticizing, people on the left are criticizing Trump because governors are having to pick up the slack from the president's failures. Molly Fast from the Daily Beast, she said, so states are basically governing themselves because our president doesn't know how to president at all. I read that, I thought, no, that's exactly how that's supposed to work, actually. That's exactly, like the governors act, they're in charge, and the federal government assists when necessary. This is not a failure of the system. The president's not failing. This is going exactly how it's supposed to work. Andrew Cuomo should be in charge of New York State, and Trump can assist and help if necessary. So if that's true now, it's not a failure of the system, it is the system, then hopefully we can see that system working its way out of this. Slater Crusaders, thanks for watching the first on YouTube. If you want more, like, subscribe, we got plenty.